Hello everyone, and welcome to the Theimpactplay, impacting more than just gaming. I'm your host and team lead, Muhammad, otherwise known as It's Yagu, and we are your one-stop news shop for the latest and greatest across gaming, tech, entertainment, sports, and now esports. Plus, we're also implementing voices from those respective fields. Now, having this result, here on Theimpactplay, you could join us live over at twitch.tv/Theimpactplay, as well as youtube.com/Theimpactplay, where we are simultaneously streaming to both platforms. Nonetheless, however consumer content or wherever consumer we are there. Your support keeps the lights running and keeps the content coming. You can support us over at anchor.fm/Theimpactplay, where tier 2 supporters and above have access to exclusive content, including the book show, getting the show ad-free, and so much more. You can even support us by using Epic credit code at Theimpactplay. We are Epic partners, so every purchase you make within the Epic store, whether it be Rocket League, Fortnite, Fall Guys, and more, no matter where you play or how you play, even if they're free-to-play titles, as long as it's within the Epic store, we do get a commission, and this will help support us in a brand new way, and no extra cost to you. Once again, that credit code is Theimpactplay. It's all one word, and it's not case sensitive. And this episode is also sponsored by Audible. However, me and the team will tell you about that later. Nonetheless, this is episode 259, and on the agenda we have a Death Stranding film in the works. Horizon Forbidden West may be getting multiplayer. Dead Space has gone gold. Apple may start allowing third-party app stores. A new HTC competitor to the Meta Quest. Ash is no longer the lead protagonist. Mythic Quest is getting a spin-off. Yellow Jackets has been renewed for Season 3. The World Cup Finals. The NHL is considering an expansion. Exit re-enters Apex Legends. The 2023 CDL Major 1. Alicia Keys' first ever holiday masquerade ball. Beyonce's Club Renaissance returns. Selena Gomez and Stacey Adams are producing a music documentary, and more, plus the top stories of the week. So welcome to my very first segment of the show, where we discuss what I've been playing, what I'm enjoying, essentially what we have been up to. Alrighty, folks. So what have I been up to? Been playing a little bit of Brawlhalla. Been having a blast hopping between little matches here and there. I'm still playing Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Still playing through that. Got a long way to go though. Um, Gaming wise, I also got invited to the Street Fighter 6 beta. So hopefully I'll play through that this weekend and then give you guys my review on that as well. Watching wise, I'm all caught up on Boruto, so I'm up to date on that. Also, I'm watching through Sonic Prime on Netflix, so expect a review cast for that as well. Um, that's about it. Yep, that's about it. But on next week's show is going to be the last show of 2022. So we're going to take, for the first time ever, we're going to take off for the holidays, and we're gonna return next year. So the first week of January, we'll make a return, but of course we're gonna discuss all that once again on the last and final episode of 2022. Uh, that's about it on that front. I guess let's get into the news, folks, and I'm gonna start with your housekeeping. But you can sign up for your free 30-day trial and immediately get access to 1 credit. And if you have Amazon Prime, get access to 2 credits. And it's good for any premium title. Simply go to audibletrial.com/Theimpactplay. Once again, the URL is audibletrial.com/Theimpactplay. Thank you to Audible for sponsoring this episode of the Impact Play. And of course, the first one up is we are still doing a fundraiser for our local children's hospital, Children's Healthcare of Atlanta, which is part of Extra Life, a program of the Children's Miracle Network Hospitals, which is an amazing fund that we've been supporting from day one. And we are doing a fundraiser in support of them. But nonetheless, you can make a difference in a child's life as little as $1. You can make it anonymously, or you can leave us your gamer tag or something respectful, of course. But nonetheless, you can make a difference in a child's life. And of course, we've went ahead and we were the first ones to chip in into this goal. So hopefully we can reach this goal and surpass it with your help. But nonetheless, I guess let's get into it, folks. Let's see what else we have here. So of course, per normal, we have a huge bunch of content for you guys on our YouTube channel. So youtube.com/Theimpactplay. A whole bunch of trailers, exclusive clips, and what have you. So we have something for everybody. We even co-streamed the second Hogwarts Legacy stream, which is available on our YouTube channel. We have the Esports Awards 2022, a live stream that went on a couple of days ago. We have that on our YouTube channel as well. You can check that out if you guys are interested into the replay. But yeah. Also, we've been uploading these trailers as well to our TikTok account, our Instagram, as well as our Twitter accounts as well. So you can follow us wherever you are, whether it be Twitter, Instagram, or any other platform. But nonetheless, we are there. We've been uploading a huge ton of content for you guys. It looks like that's about it for housekeeping. I guess we'll get into the news, folks, and we'll start with your gaming play. Alrighty, folks, let's get into this, folks. And of course, the first one up is the Death Stranding film that is in the works. This is an exclusive coming from Deadline. So, hot on the wheels of announcing Death Stranding 2, the Game at the Game Awards, gaming head Hideo Kojima of Kojima Productions has partnered with Barbarian EP Alex Levavici's Hammerstone Studios to develop and produce a film adaptation of the former hits video game Death Stranding. The film, being fully financed by Hammerstone, will be produced by Kojima and Levinci via their respective banners, with Kojima Productions US and Alan Ongar serving as executive producers, connected with more than 10 million worldwide since 2019 launch on PlayStation 4. Death Stranding features an all-star cast, including Norman Reedus. Well, that's just about the game itself. So the plot is being kept on the wraps, but apparently it will feature new elements, characters within the Death Stranding universe, and it's not clear who will write or even direct it. So that's all we have for you. Not even release date or nothing. So thank you, the deadline for that. Nextly, we have multiplayer might be coming to Horizon, or it might even come in a new game. But this one's coming over from Engadget. A VR spin-off and Horizon Forbidden West expansion won't be the last we see of Guerrilla Games' Horizon universe. The studio has at least 2 more games in the works for the PlayStation franchise, including a multiplayer title. Guerrilla has made the announcement in a recruitment tweet, along with working on more epic solo adventures for Alloy, the star for the first 2 titles. The studio has set up a separate team to create an online project set in Horizon's universe. It added that the latter will feature new characters and a unique stylized look, as well as the fact we'll be able to play together, which suggests there may be a focus on co-op. So what I'm assuming what they mean by multiplayer is they're gonna perhaps put some sort of multiplayer in one of the existing for Horizon Forbidden West franchises, or even the ones that are coming up. There may be Burning Shores, the expansion, or even in the VR title. That's what I'm assuming, because they wouldn't just create a new game just solely for multiplayer. They would rather integrate it into an existing title, even a future title. That's what I feel like that's currently in the works. So we have to wait and see on that front and get something more concrete than just this job listing. We have Dev Space has gone gold, and they are looking to fulfill their existing release date of January 27th, coming from Motive Studios' official Twitter account. That's good that it's coming soon. And we have Super Nintendo World will open February 17th of next year at Universal Studios in California. Thank you, Twitter, for that as well. And we have Zynga has unveiled their all access area coming over from GamesIndustry.biz, which is a virtual studio that offers educational resources for users to learn about the various careers within the UK games industry. Users will take a virtual tour, which includes games industry professionals speaking about their positions and learning about game development from pre-production to launch. The web-based platform, inspired by Zynga subsidiary Natural Motion, is intended to help educators, parents, and children. Additionally, the firm said it aims to foster more diversity and inclusion in games within access all areas. And it's good on them for developing something like this. Okay, so we have a little bit of good news as well. The Supercell has removed loot boxes from Brawl Stars, coming from GamesIndustry.biz as well. And in a video announcing the change, the mobile company explained that all loot boxes will be removed from the game within the new update, which has already launched. Game lead Frank Kaneberg said that means there will be no more probabilities, no more random rewards, and no more playing with guessing game when you unlock brawlers. And on the update, all previously unlocked but unclaimed rewards will be claimed automatically. He continued. Moving forward, the rewards, both on Brawl Pass and Trophy Reward, will be replaced with different deterministic rewards, some of which are new to the game. You will always know exactly what you're going to get. So good thing on them for doing this as well. And we have Fortnite apparently has a clash action lawsuit against them in Canada. Come through that biz again. So the lawsuit was first initiated back in 2019, and now Judge Sylvian Lucier has sided with the plaintiffs, agreeing that the claim does not appear to be fraudulent or manifestly ill-founded, with the legal proceedings to now go ahead as the plaintiffs have the valid product liability claim against the defendants. The court concludes that there is a serious issue to be argued, supported by sufficient and specific allegations as to the existence of risks or even dangers arising from the use of Fortnite, the judge said, as reported by The Independent. However, the judge did not agree that Fortnite was deliberately created to be addictive. The court finds that there is no evidence for these allegations of the deliberate creation of an addictive game. Does not exclude the possibility that the game is fast addictive and that its designer and distributor are presumed to know it. Meanwhile, Epic Games did argue that there isn't enough evidence pointed towards the existence of video games addiction, relying on findings from the American Psychiatric Association. But the judge argued that the fact that the American psychiatrists have requested more research, or that this diagnosis has not been officially recognized in Quebec, does not make the claims in question frivolous or unfounded. Epic added that it plans to fight this in court. Really? They're going out of their way just to get money out of this. That's what I'm taking out of this. Claiming that Fortnite is addictive. You could say that about any game, any title, not even games in general. Any form of entertainment is addictive. We have a lot of franchises that have been existing for years, and they've been building and building. Scream. There's six different, more than six iterations of it. We have, what do we have? Netflix has been going on for years. That is an addiction. I'm gonna go even beyond that. Tobacco has been used for generations, and then it's not addictive. It's all these claims are unfounded, and it's just a money grab. That's all. The only thing I'm getting out of this. It's just a money grab. But nonetheless, it's like the same claim that how the U.S. Government it wanted to villainize video games, saying that it's messing up kids' minds to do crimes and what have you. I'm like, no, that's not how that works. But nonetheless, let's get into the rest of these news stories. We have Resident Evil's virtual reality mode will arrive as a free DLC on February 22nd, the same day as the launch of the PSVR 2. Anyone that already owns the original version of Resident Evil on the PS5 will therefore be able to download and play the update for free if they also own the PSVR 2. That's good news. Thank you, IGN, for that. And I guess that's it for gaming. We're going to move on to tech. Alrighty, so the first one is coming up from The Verge. Apple is planning to let users install alternative app stores on iOS, according to an original report coming over from Bloomberg. The shift would be as remarkable change from the company, which has famously only allowed iPhone and iPod users to download apps from that app store. The plans are reportedly being spurred on by the EU's Digital Market Act, which is meant to enact rules for digital gatekeepers to ensure open markets when it's restricted become a requirement in 2024, according to a press release. The law means that Apple will not only have to allow third-party app stores, but sideloading as well, where users can install software and download from the web. Apple executives have previously called the ability to sideload software a cyber criminal's best friend in response to the act. The EU has laid out a relatively complex schedule for complying with the law, which involves companies potentially affected by it notifying regulators and a commission determining whether they'll actually have to make changes. In its press release, however, the EU says that the latest gatekeeper companies will have to comply with the act as March 6th, 2024. So it looks like EU is definitely forcing Apple's hand, first with the USB-C, and now with the third-party app store. So it looks like hopefully the US will follow suit. We just have to wait and see. Of all this is taking place in the EU, though. Let's see. The next one up is another one from The Verge as well. So this is. Let me read this and then we'll discuss this. Twitter has suspended the official Twitter account of Mastodon, one of the most popular destinations for people seeking a Twitter-like alternative. So, we don't know exactly why the account was banned, but it may not have been done entirely out of spite for a rival platform. Instead, it could have been because Mastodon tweeted about Elon's jet location. So, the Mastodon suspension happened sometime on Thursday. And on Wednesday, Twitter suspended the related Twitter accounts and introduced a quote-unquote new policy against sharing live location information that includes sharing links to third-party URLs of travel routes. And it appears Twitter counts a link to Elon Mastodon's account as a violation of the policy. They're all full of it. Literally, I think this was the main reason for buying Twitter. It's so because that Twitter account was always tweeting about his location of his own private jet, but everything that was being done was everything that was shared publicly. Nothing was acquired via a private database or anything like that, or third party. Everything was publicly available, and it's just tweeting all that information. So this was one of the main reasons why, because he wanted to ban this account from the very beginning, during its first when it first started posting about his jet's location activities. So just to give you guys like a wider, just keep your eyes aware and for you guys to know exactly what's going on. And we have a little bit of good news on Instagram. So this is coming from their About page via blog announcement. So we're committed to fostering a safe and supportive community for everyone who uses Instagram. There are some easy things you can do to help keep your account safe, like making sure you have a strong password and enabling two-factor authentication. You can also review and increase security for your account at any time by completing Instagram security checkup. In addition to these ongoing safety tools, we're excited to highlight several new features designed to help keep people's accounts safe and offer them more support if they lose account access. And we're going to go into the additional account support details as well. So to support accounts that experience access issues or may have been hacked, we created Instagram.com/hacked, which is a new comprehensive destination people can rely on to report and resolve account access issues. And hopefully you'll be able to reclaim your account as well. Alright, get a little bit of Google news from The Verge as well. That Maryland was one of the first states to make state IDs available on Apple's Wallet app for iPhones, and now Google is beta testing support for a digital driver's license in the Wallet app on Android devices. The Apple Wallet integration can already be used to get through TSA at airports like Baltimore, Washington, the International Thurgood Marshall Airport, and allow the use of digital state IDs, which should be similar on Android. Good thing that Google's following suit as well. We have a little bit of VR news, I guess you could say. The ACC plans to introduce a new flagship AR/VR headset next month that will re-establish its presence in the consumer virtual reality space. The company isn't planning to release full details until CES on January 5th. But ACC Global, head of product Shin Yi, spoke exclusively with The Verge about what it's trying to achieve with this new flagship design, which is a small, light, all-in-one headset that promises full-featured virtual and augmented reality. It's about taking all of these advances that we made in not only the design aspects but also the technology aspects and building it into something that's meaningful and appealing for consumers. Based on an image shared with The Verge, the unnamed headset has a goggles-like look with front and side-facing cameras. Buyers will be able to use the headset for gaming, entertainment, exercise, even some of the more powerful use cases, including productivity and enterprise tools. It will apparently give you 2 hours of battery life, be fully self-contained, and support controllers with 6 degrees of freedom as well as hand tracking. One of the headset's key features will be outward-facing cameras that pass a color video feed to user screen, allowing for mixed reality experiences. This mixed reality option was seem fairly experimental. When I asked what buyers might use it for, Yi highlighted HTC's ongoing relationship with developers and said that best case use will probably appear after release. So I'm definitely excited for this. We'll just have to wait and see until CES next year, and of course we'll keep you updated on all the details. Alright, we have an article coming from Road to VR. In an effort to harden the security of its hardware products, Meta announced a new guideline for its bug bounty program, specifically the inclusion of both the Quest Pro and the Touch Pro controllers, of what the company will pay out for specific bugs uncovered by security researchers. Like some other tech companies, Meta runs a bug bounty program which encourages security researchers to probe its products for vulnerabilities in exchange for a payout. Meta has been running this program for some time across various products, but most recently the company added new payout guidelines specific to its VR products, including the Quest Pro and the Touch Pro controllers, as well as the Quest 2 and Quest 1, and the company's non-recent non-VR products. According to the guidelines, Meta is offering up to $45,000 for major exploits and its hardware products, like remote code execution on a headset, and between $500 and $3,000 for smaller exploits, like sneaking an app around the user's permission settings. The guidelines detail how Meta will access the various classes of exploits and how their severity will determine the payout. The company says it will take a range of factors into consideration, including findings that could potentially result in physical health and safety and privacy risks. Alright, but yeah. If you guys are interested in that, I'll link the article in chat now. But for all of you that are unable to join us live, you are definitely missing out. And moving on. Looks like Google, Apple, and Mozilla team up to build a better browser benchmark coming from Engadget. They are all collaborating on a better web browser benchmark, dubbed as Speedometer 3, will be a cross-industry collaborative effort from Chrome, Safari, and Firefox makers to create a new model that balances a company's visions for measuring responsiveness. 3 companies making a tool that will rate the effectiveness of their competing products sounds like a recipe for disaster. However, Speedometer's governance policy includes a scent system that differs based on potential ramifications. For example, significant changes will require approval from the other two companies, while non trivial changes will need consent from one of the other two parties. Meanwhile, trivial changes can be greenlit by a reviewer from any of the three browser makers. The policy aims that the working team should be able to move quickly for most changes, with a higher level of process and consent expected based on the impact of the change. But yeah, I don't think that they're following a consensus on this. And lastly, we have an article coming from Engadget. Starting today, human at risk travelers in Phoenix can book a fully autonomous Waymo ride between the Phoenix Sky Harbor International Airport and downtown. The Alphabet-owned company, which is also doubling its fully automated coverage area in the city, says the new route is the world's only fully autonomous airport robotaxi service. Waymo accelerated its public rollout lately in March. It received permission to charge for rides with a human safety driver in San Francisco. It also got approval last month to offer fully driverless cars there before rolling out to the public earlier in December. San Francisco riders can now book a Waymo robo taxi across a large portion of the city, including every neighborhood along the 17-mile Crosstown Trail. However, the company is still waiting for approval to charge for rider-only cars in San Francisco. It currently only offers service to Waymo employees, their guests, and select members of the public. Waymo is owning the second fully autonomous service operating in San Francisco behind GM-owned rival Cruise. Alright, it's a good thing on that front. And I guess that's it for tech, folks, and now I'm going to move on to entertainment. Alrighty, folks. The first one up is, I'm sure you guys have made aware that Ash is finally not the protagonist, the main protagonist of the Pokemon animated series. So coming over from their official Twitter account, an all-new Pokemon series has been announced, joining 2 characters and 3 Paleo starter Pokemon as they adventure through the Pokemon world, plus commentator Ash, plus commemorate Ash's journey with special episodes concluding Pokemon Ultimate Journeys, the series, coming soon in 2023 and beyond. And there was a reply from from Sarah, not Tocheni, that has been voicing the English voice of Ash Ketchum for nearly 17 years. So it's been an extraordinary privilege to have been the English voice of Ash Ketchum for what will be 17 years, no matter what lies beyond his final chapter, whole life forever in the hearts of many generations to come. Cheers to the new beginnings. Finally, at long last, Ash is finally not going to be the main protagonist, which I've been hoping for a while. Like, why? After nearly almost 25 years of the franchise's existence. More than 25 years. Yet he stuck with Ash and Pikachu. Why? Why not just keep changing? Like I said previously, Yu-Gi-Oh! Throughout every generation, the protagonist is always changing, but the game is always evolving. But instead of keeping with Yugi, even the Pharaoh, no, they just, why should we keep the same character? It's all about the game. Like here, it's always about catching them all. It's always about the Pokemon. It's all about the games and what have you. The card game. It's also beyond than just the enemy. So of course, you should follow suit. Finally, I'm excited for this. It's about time. So let me go ahead and show you guys this little sneak peek, I guess. And this is the first time I'm pretty much watching this as well. So for all of your audio-only listeners, you're definitely missing out if you aren't coming back to watch the VOD later on YouTube or even on Spotify as well. Let's see, where are you? Oh, found it. Okay. Perfect. That's Pikachu's butt. That's Pikachu's behind.
次回ポケットモンスター遥かなる青い空を放送。サトシとピカチュウのいつもの特別な一日を描くスペシャルエピソード。
Finally, an important announcement. Bye, Ash.
たくさんのバトル。
I knew this as soon as he finally became champion.
サトシとピカチュウの物語。
チャンピオンになった今、君はどこまでポケモンマスターに近づけたのかな。
すべての冒険は見果ての夢ポケモンマスターになるため。サトシとピカチュウの物語最終章。ポケットモンスター目指せポケモンマスター。2023年1月13日から全11話放送開始。
Special announcement. Across the wide world, a brand new dream and adventure is about to begin. Finally, a new protagonist. Yes! And hopefully they'll change it throughout every generation and just keep it forward. Well, it's about time. The Fire Croc, the Quaxile, and the Grass Cat. It's about time. Sheesh. trying to see what else they posted after this. If there's any new information, but no, there isn't. Alright, I'm guessing that's in on that on Pokemon's front. Alright, so next we have an article coming from Variety. After years of development and production, James Cameron's Avatar sequel has reached Judgment Day. Disney 20th Century Studios' The Way of Water took flight at the box office with a solid 53 million gross from over 40,000 locations in its opening day. A figure that includes $17 million in Thursday previews. That ranks as the sixth highest first-day domestic gross of the year, lower than those earned by Doctor Strange, The Multiverse of Madness, Black Panther, Wakanda Forever, Thor, Love and Thunder, even Jurassic World Dominion. But I have yet to watch that as well, so I could give you guys a review on that. So expect that coming your way soon, hopefully. We have Yellow Jackets has been renewed for season 3 ahead of Showtime, ahead of the season 2 premiere. Don't come Variety, and it's set for March of 2023. But yeah, that's about it on that front. We have Mythic Quest is getting a spin-off coming on Apple TV Plus. It's coming from IGN, called, or dubbed, I should say, Mere Mortals. The new comedy series will expand the Mythic Quest universe and further explore the lives of employees, players, and fans who are impacted by the game. Mythic Quest itself follows Rob McElhaney as a creative director at a video game studio that produces the popular MMORPG Mythic Quest. Mere Mortals will be written by Mythic Quest star Ashley Birch as well as John Howell Harris and Katie McElhaney. The upcoming spin-off is said to be inspired by several episodes of the Mythic Quest, notably the upcoming season 3 episode, Sarian, which is set to debut on Apple TV, that is already debuted, and is made available. Mythic Quest has also been renewed for a 4th season as well. We have Scream 6, we got a new teaser trailer, which is available on our YouTube channel as well. You can check that out. And is going to be in theaters on March 10th next year. And it's set to take place in New York City. We have Norman Reedus will join the Giant Work spin-off, Ballerina, and the other leading role opposite Ana de Armas. Lionsgate announced Reedus will be star opposite de Armas, who is set to play the titular ballerina. The movie is a spin-off from John Wick based on a scene in the third movie where Wick visits a ballet company run by the head of the Ruska Roma crime syndicate. So, like Wick, the Armas will be an assassin named Rooney, and the film will take place between the events of John Wick Chapter 3 and Chapter 4. And the story will focus on the Armas getting revenge for the murder of her family. So filming is currently underway. You just have to wait and see for a release date. Thank you, IGN, for that. We have Henry Cavill's. Cavill is not will be wearing his cape once again, for he will not be playing Superman in the upcoming new Superman film. But instead, he will be he will play I guess he'll be playing a part in the upcoming Warhammer 40,000 adaptation of the game. So Amazon has secured the rights to the game, produced by Games Workshop, after a month of negotiation and fending off rival companies that will also sought the rights that is envisioned in a potential film and TV play. So no writers or showrunners are attached. But yeah. But Virgo will executive produce though. We have John Cena, Jason Momoa are teaming up for a rowdy action comedy killer vacation at the Warner Brothers studio, via an exclusive. Warner Brothers has recruited the actors for the future project, plot details for which are currently on the wraps. But yeah. We have Amazon Games and Crystal Dynamics have reached an agreement under which Crystal Dynamics will develop a new multiplayer Tomb Raider title, which Amazon Games providing full support to publishing the game globally. I thought this was an adaptation when I read this initially. All right, this was a little bit of late gaming news. Sorry for that, folks. So apparently, the upcoming Tomb Raider title will be co-produced by Crystal Dynamics and Amazon Game Studios. All right, nextly we have Iron Man is joining the National Film Registry, coming over from GameSpot. So Iron Man will join other comic book blockbusters, The Dark Knight and The Superman, as some of the most important movies ever made. In order to qualify, films must be at least 10 years old and be culturally, historic, or aesthetically significant, and must be preserved for future generations. Seeing how Iron Man launched an entire universe, but yeah, good thing to see. Congrats, kudos to Iron Man. And we have more on the Superman movie, coming from Hollywood Reporter. James Gunn is making his first big move at DC and will pen a Superman film. The project will focus on the young years of the hero, and this will be played by a new actor rather than Henry Cavill. Gunn and his DC Studios co-chair and co-CEO Peter Safran recently met with Cavill to share the news and to discuss ideas for potentially collaborating in the future on something else, perhaps a different role. So at this stage, Gunn is merely writing the script, though he could potentially direct, depending on where his services are needed at DC Studios, according to insiders. So we'll have to wait and see on that front and where this new direction goes. And lastly, we have a teaser trailer of the upcoming Barbie film that is available on our YouTube channel as well. You can check out. So it looks like we're done with entertainment. Now we're going to move on to sports. So stay tuned. And the first one up is the World Cup final preview. France will be taking on Argentina for the finale, which will take place tomorrow. So France originally won the last World Cup back in 2018. So I know I said on the last week's episode where I said that France would win, Argentina will get second place, and Morocco will get third. So that wasn't the case. Croatia beat Morocco for third place, coming up from Fox. They beat Morocco 2-1. So I'm assuming that tomorrow's game is gonna be it's gonna be like a close match, and I feel like the winner will be decided in overtime. What's the thing with the goals? Let me see. Let me look that up real quick. Let me see. Oh, the penalties. So that's what I feel like it's either gonna go to overtime or it's gonna be decided with penalties. So I feel like it's gonna be like a hard game to decide who will win, but I feel like Argentina might come up on top. But if you guys have a feeling who will be victorious on tomorrow's match, be sure to vote on our. We have a pinned tweet over at twitter.com/Theimpactplay, where I also forgot to make this announcement that we are verified and official on Twitter. So that way you know anything regarding Impact Play via Twitter is coming from an official source. That it's only us. And let us know who will be victorious on Twitter as well. Alrighty, so we're done with the World Cup. Now we'll move on to some NHL news. That they are considering an 84-game regular season schedule coming from via ESPN over the 82 games schedule that's currently in effect now. Sources have confirmed to ESPN. After some teams complained after an imbalanced number of division games against rivals. So we'll have to wait and see. Nextly, we have an update on NFL Week 15 coming from CBS Sports. We have the Eagles will be taking on the Bears tomorrow at 1 p.m. Falcons will be taking on the Saints at 1 p.m. as well on Sunday. The Lions will be taking on the Giants Sunday at 1 p.m. A lot of games are taking place on Sunday. Steelers at the Panthers, same time. Cowboys at Jaguars, same time frame. Chiefs at Texans. Cardinals at the Broncos at 4:05 p.m. Eastern. Patriots at the Raiders Sunday at 4:05. Titans at the Chargers Sunday at 4:25 p.m. And these are all Eastern Standard Time. We have Bengals at the Buccaneers Sunday at 4:25. Giants at the Commanders Sunday at 8:20. What's with these weird times? Rams at the Packers Monday at 8:15 p.m. And that's about it. Right, we have a little bit of Bronco update for you folks that quarterback Russell Wilson has been cleared after a concussion protocol. That came from ESPN, and that's coming from CBS Sports. We have Jerry Judy's was fined for unsportsmanlike conduct and for making contact with the game official for removing his helmet. The outburst came early in the contest following an apparent non-call by the officials. Judy was extremely upset, ripped off his helmet, and jawed at one official while bumping him with his chest. Well, that's what you get. He was not flagged, but nor was he ejected. But the league's punishment suggests that there should have been some sort of in-game punishment, more than just a fine. And apparently the NFL will not suspend him for Sunday's match against the Cardinals. And lastly, we have White Sox have signed Andrew Benintendi for 5 years, per our reports via CBS Sports. And a 5-year contract worth $75 million, according to Joy Heyman of the New York Post. He is the second notable free agent signed this winter by the White Sox. Alright, so we're done with sports. Now we'll move on to our newest segment, esports. So we are initially categorized esports together with sports due to it being like a subset of sports, but eventually it became its very own segment. So that's how it's going to be moving here on out on the Theimpactplay. So the first one up is 2023 CDL Major 1, Day 1, has concluded. So the first day of the major of the 2023 Call of Duty League season has come to a close, and 2 CDL franchises have already been sent home. The Boston Breach and the London Royal Ravens were among the 4 teams to go to 0-2 today at Major 1, ending their time competing in Raleigh earlier than some fans likely expected. The other 2 teams that will leave Major 1 with a top 16 placing are 2 of the challenger squads, Deciment Gaming and Polodrome. This came from the DO2 Esports, by the way. And it's currently taking place at the Raleigh Convention Center from December 15th through the 18th. And it looks like the winners final, we will see Seattle Surge will be taking place at Atlanta FaZe. And round 3 is currently underway. We have the Toronto Ultra will be taking on the New York Subliners. So I feel like it's going to be a match. I don't know if Atlanta FaZe has what it takes to win. We'll have to wait and see, but I feel like New York we'll see New York taking place at the championship. I don't know. I can't tell from here on out. We'll have to wait and see. But yeah. So the matches will take place Sunday. We have the Seattle will take place. Will take on Atlanta at 1:30 p.m. Eastern. Toronto will take on New York at 3 p.m. Eastern for the elimination round 3. For the elimination final, we have the winner of whoever wins via Toronto via New York will take on the loser of Seattle versus Atlanta. And the Major 1 final will take place at 6 p.m. Eastern. It'll say that'll all take place tomorrow. So we'll find out who the winner will be. So for the Major 1 final will be the winner of the Seattle versus Atlanta match and the winner of the elimination final. I don't know. I can't tell. I'll have to wait and see. All right. Next, we have another. This is coming from AFK Gaming. The 2022 competitive season is culminating for both CSGO and Blast with the final global tournament, Blast Premier World Final 2022, which is let's see. So it is currently taking place. Will conclude on the 18th in Dubai. Your tournament will feature a massive prize pool of $1 million, which will be split between all the 8 competing teams. And it looks like for the grand final, Liquid will be taking on G2. Let's have to wait and see who will be victorious. And next we have the Penta Pro Series Valorant, which is an official Valorant Championship Tour off-season tournament, which is scheduled to take place. It took place already. Let's see who won in Asia. Actually, no. We have. It looks like the lower bracket finals. We have. Let me see. RVT versus Gods. Let me see where they are. We have Revenant Esports. Will be taking on God's Region. And we have VLT. Who's VLT? Velocity. No, VLT. That's not it. Yeah, looks like that's it. Velocity Gaming will take on the winner of the lower bracket finals and the grand finals. Later on the same day. Let's see. And we have also the new state Mobile Open India's last date for registration has been postponed by 3 days and will be concluded on the 18th. Teams through open qualifiers will be going against directly invited teams during the challenger stage of the SPS New State Mobile Open. So all the teams are as follows: Global Esports, Godlike Esports, Team Seoul, Revenant Esports, Skylights Gaming, Team Tamales, Team XO, Marcos Gaming, 7C Esports, and TSM. And nextly, we have the LEC 2023 Winter Split. It'll feature 3 splits: winter, spring, and summer of the 2023 season. The winter split will kick off the 21st of January and will have 3 stages of competition. So the first stage, 10 teams will participate. It'll be a single round robin. Matches are best of 1. The top 8 will advance to stage 2. Stage 2. 8 teams will participate. Teams will be split into 2 groups of 4. It'll be a double elimination bracket, and matches are best of 3. And the top 2 of each group will advance to stage 3 for aka the playoffs. And the playoffs will have 4 teams participate. It'll be a double elimination bracket, and matches are best of 5. And we have a little bit of roster updates for you folks coming from DOT Esports. XSET re-enters the Apex Legends by signing one of North America's most dominant teams. XSET has signed the former Team Liquid roster, the organization confirmed, including longtime AGL Brandon, Nocturnal Singer Brandon Fun FPS, Goombridge, off-season addition, Nicholas Sekez Autumn, and Coach Harris Hudzik. The new XS team members will enter the regional finals on Sunday, December 18th, as allowed to qualify for the Split 1 playoffs LAN, which will take place in early 2023. Regardless of the results of the regional final, it's one of the most consistent teams in North America over the course of the last several months. XL will be among the favorites to take home the top honors at the LAN. Alright. And we have, lastly, Spanish esports franchise KOI is coming to the LEC in 2023 following an organizational merge with Rogue earlier this year. And KOI is set to bring a strong majority of Rogue's 2022 League of Legends lineup with it into next season. And KOI revealed the full host of starting players that will take the LES stage starting next month. So going into 2023, KOI will retain 4 of the 5 Rogue starters who competed for the organization this season, with only top laner Dome departing. The rest of the team starting lineup, which includes Juggler Mallory, mid laner Larson, AD carry Comp, and support Tyrimbi will remain with the organization as it shift hands. And replacing Odom in the top lane will be former Vitality top laner Cisgender, who played entirely at the FL level in 2022 and has now played on the LE stage just back in 2021. Odom, who was an LEC All-Pro in all four splits in which he played well with Rogue, will play for XL Esports next season. Alright, that's all for esports. Now we're going to move on to our last and final segment, music. Sorry about that, folks, but it looks like the camera froze earlier, but I got it working once again. So I guess we'll continue with the music. We have the 2023 iHeart Podcast Awards. And we have the full list of nominees. And the annual awards show will take place on March 14th. Nominees across 29 categories include podcasts from all creators, distributors, and platforms, with a judicial panel composed of blue ribbon podcast industry leaders, creatives, and visionaries who will determine the winners in categories including entertainment, comedy, crime, news, sports, food, business, and more, including a new category, Best Overall Ensemble. So for the podcast of the year, which is a socially voted category, we have Conan O'Brien, Needs a Friend, Crime Junkie, Fly on the Wall, Las Culturistas, Love and Narrowbank, Maintenance Phase, Morbid, On Purpose with Jay Shetty, Scam Goodness, and Smartless. For the best overall ensemble, we have Best Friends with Nicole Byer and Sashir Zamata, Conan O'Brien's Need a Friend, Just Between Us, Let's Make a Sci-Fi, and Smartless. For Best Business and Finance Podcast, we have Learn Your Leisure, How I Built This, Odd Lots, Planet Money, and The Indicator. Best Comedy is going to Distractable, Las Culturistas, Smartless, The Read, Why Won't You Date Me? Best Crime podcast is going to Believe Her, Crime Junkie, Morbid, Scam Goddess, and Sympathy Pains. Best Pop Culture Podcast, Decoder Ring, Keep It, The Video Archives with Quentin Tarantino and Roger Averi. Vibe Check, Watch What Happens. And Best Food Podcast is going, the nominees are Naked Lunch, Proof Recipe Club, The Dave Sheng Show, and The Sporkful. Best Wellness and Fitness Podcast. The nominees are The Humberman Lab, Hypochondriactor, Maintenance Phase, 10% Happier, Therapy for Black Girls, and Best History Podcast. The nominees are Dan Jolene's Hardcore History, History Daily, Noble Blood, You Must Remember This, and You're Wrong About That. Best Kids and Family Podcast. The nominees are Brains On, Good Inside with Dr. Becky, Greeky Out with National Geographic Kids, Story Pirates, A Wow in the World. Best Music Podcast is going to, nominees are Broken Record, Drink Champs, Listening, Questlove Supreme, Song Exploiter. Best News Podcast, Morning Wire, PodSafe America, The Daily, Today Explained. Up first, Best Fiction, Bloodthirsty Hearts, Echo Park, Love in Norabang, Princess of South Beach, Welcome to Night Vale. Best Sports Podcast, All the Smoke, The Bill Simmons Podcast, The Draymond Green Show, The Fantasy Footballers, and The Low Post. Best Science Podcast, The Humberman Lab, Invisibila, Ologies, and Ali Ward, Radio Lab Science Versus, Best Tech Podcast, 20,000 Hertz, Darknet Diaries, On with Kara Swisher, Pivot, Reply All, Best I Read Podcast, which doesn't make sense, Conan O'Brien Needs a Friend, My Brother and Me, Office Ladies, Unlocking Us with Breen Brown, Why Don't You Date Me with Nicole Byer. Best Overall Host, the nominees are Ashley Flower, Jay Shetty, Kara Shisher, Nicole Byer, Sarah Marshall. Best Political Podcast, Here's Where It Gets Interesting, NPR Politics Podcast, Pod Saves America, The Ben Shapiro Show, and The Daily Zaytajadist. Best TV and Film Podcast, Fake Doctors, Real Friends, Films to Be Buried With, How Did This Get Made, Into It, Watch What Happens, Best Spanish Language Podcast. Kyo del Magica, Crónicas Obscuras, Escuela Secreta, Idola, and Leyendas Legendarias. Best Advice and Inspirational Podcast. The nominees are Beautiful Stories from Anonymous People, Chiquillas and Chill, I Way with Jamila Jamil, On Purpose with Jay Shetty, He Can Do Hard Things with Glendale Doyle. Best Beauty and Fashion Podcast. The nominees are Add to Cart Forever 35, Natch Biot, POOG, Pretty Basic. Best Travel Podcast. We have Alice Obscura, Behind the Baller Podcast with Ben Baller, Not Lost, Travel with Rick Steves, and Woman Who Travel. Best Screen Podcast. The nominees are Climate of Change with Kate Blanchett and Danny Kennedy, Climate One, Hot Take, Living on Earth, TED Climate, Best Spiritual and Religion Podcast, A Wicked on the Ground, Heart Wisdom with Jack Cornfield, May I Elaborate, Daily Wisdom from JB Smooth, On Being, and the Joel Hosteen Podcast, Best Banded Podcast, Force Multiplayer, Haslo por la Chela, and Side Trader Joe's. Now What's Next, Smart Talks with IBM, Best Emerging Podcast. McBallin Podcast, Strange, Dark, and Mysterious Stories, Significant Others, Sounds Like a Cult, The Video Archives Podcast, a TV I Say with Ashley Ray, Best International Podcast. And the nominees are British Villains from the UK, El Viaje from Mexico, Fio de Camp from France, La Mia Smepo from Italy, and Red Handed from the UK. And what I've noticed is there's no games category, or even like a generic entertainment category as well. So, and of course, why is the camera like acting weird? It did it to me again. Okay, I think I know how to fix it. Give me a second, folks, while I figure this out. Okay. Okay. Give me a few moments. Where are you, buddy? It's alright, which is weird. Camera. We're gonna switch you up to you. And I think we should be good. Yep. Alright. That confirms it. Like. Okay. So it looks like we are a go once again. Alright, and you're wondering what happened to the Theimpactplay? Well, unfortunately, we didn't make it this year, and hopefully, with your help, they'll introduce a new category, Best of Gaming, and of course, hopefully, we'll reach that by you, the community, by voting for us or even nominating us for next year's iHeart Podcast Awards. All right, moving on. We have Ozuna has been confirmed to perform at the 2022 World Cup closing ceremony. FIFA has announced, and will take place tomorrow. All right, and we have the Grammys that will be taking place on January 4th. And it looks like it will, I guess, be telecasted on Sunday, February 5th. All right, thank you, Billboard, for that. And apparently, there will be 5 new Grammy categories this year. We have the new categories are Songwriter of the Year, Non-Classical Best Alternative Music Performance, Best Americana Performance, Best Score Soundtrack for Video Games. Ooh, interesting. And Other Interactive Media, the Best Spoken Word Poetry Album. And there are 91 categories this year, the most since Grammys per 31 categories back in 2011. All right. And apparently, Beyonce is the top nominee for the 2023 Grammy Awards. She has 9 nods, followed by Kendrick Lamar with 8, and Adele and Brandy Carlisle with 7 each, with the 6th time Beyonce has led or co-led the annual Grammy nominations. All right, thank you, Billboard, for those two. And nextly, we have Selena Gomez and Stacey Adams are producing a music documentary, Won't Be Silent, for Discovery Plus. And it is being directed by Christy Jacobson, that will celebrate songs from female artists that have impacted the world on a variety of issues. The film is quote unquote a love letter to the women in music who have used their voices to change the course of history with their art and activism. The log line reads. So the production on the documentary began on Wednesday. It looks like that's about it. We don't have like a release date. And we have Beyonce's Club Renaissance is coming to Los Angeles for 2 nights, following the release of her 7th studio album. It'll take place today. The first event already took place today, and it'll take place again tomorrow at 9 p.m. at a quote unquote undisclosed location in Los Angeles. And we have Alicia Keys that is set to host her first ever holiday masquerade ball on Apple Music to the streaming service later this month. It'll stream December 21st. Thank you, Billboard, for all that. And we have Mary J. Blige, her Blue Butterfly Productions has signed her first and second deals with BET to create an unscripted and even a scripted content through her company, Blue Butterfly Productions. The network will have looks at Blige's unscripted works and second looks at scripted projects as part of the deal. The first project being developed under the pact is The Wind Down, hosted by Blige. The unscripted talk show is expected to connect some of Hollywood's most popular and outspoken people in entertainment, sports, social media, and politics to have unfiltered and controversial conversations over an uncorked bottle of wine. Treya Henson and Young Miami of the City Girls will be among the first guests. Other talents will be announced at a later date. All right, that's about it for that front. And we have The Weeknd did receive the 2022 Alan Slate Humanitarian Award for social activism for making the Slate Family Foundation will be making a $50 donation to the charity of the singer's choice. So kudos to The Weeknd. In honor of the singer's long-standing commitment to charitable causes. And speaking of The Weeknd, The Weeknd's Nothing Is Lost, a part of the You Give Me Strength off Avatar Nothing Is Lost, You Give Me Strength of the Avatar soundtrack is live. So, yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to listening to this. And we have 17's Vernon is releasing a debut solo mixtape. And this came from Billboard as well. Titled Black Guy, making him the third of the 13-member group to drop a solo project. Apparently, the release date is December 23rd. And we have an update from Italian rockers Maneskin. They have announced their next single that will feature Race Against the Machine's Tom Morello. The band made the announcement on their Twitter account, sharing a photo of the group with the legendary Shredder. They also revealed that the track, which is called dubbed Gossip, will arrive on January 13th, 1 week before their third full-length album, Rush. And thank you, iHeart, for that. And lastly, we have the top 5 out of Billboard's Hot 100 chart, of course, coming from Billboard. Number 1 is, you guessed it, All I Want for Christmas Is You by Mariah Carey. Number 2, Rocking Around the Christmas Tree by Brenda Lee. Number 3 is Jingle Bell Rock by Bobby Helms. Number 4 is Holly Jolly Christmas by Barry Ives. And number 5 is Creepin' by Metro Boomin, The Weeknd, and 21 Savage. So I guess we're gonna take a little break, and while I check for recent releases, noteworthy breaking news, and what have you, and we'll be back after this. Alrighty, folks, so we are back. After storing through Twitter, of course, we have Metallica that is streaming their Helping Hands 2022 concert live on December 16th. Oh, they already streamed it, sorry. Okay, I didn't take a look at that. Okay, never mind of that. But we have the Seven Deadly Sins, Grudge of Edinburgh Part 1 will be streaming December 20th on Netflix. I'm definitely excited for that. And we have a little bit of sports news for you folks as well. So we have the Vikings that clinched the NFC North division title. Speaking of the Vikings, where is the other side of it? We have the San Francisco 49ers have clinched the NFC West title. So we're going to see 49ers versus... what team did I just say? Oh, it's so confusing. Hold on. Give me a second. So 49ers, let's see. We'll be taking on the Vikings in the Super Bowl. Okay, let's keep moving on. We have the Oregon State IRS SRS Distribution Las Vegas Bowl champions. We have the Eagles earned their first 10-win season since joining the FSC of the Cricket Celebration Bowl of the North Carolina Central. And we have the Chick-fil-A Bowl that is taking place in New Year's Eve, so December 31st at the Mercedes-Benz Stadium, where Ohio State will be taking on Georgia. The Georgia Bulldogs. Let's see. And it looks like that the Trojans have beat the number 25 UTSA for their first 12-win season in the FBS. It looks like the Warriors, Steph Curry is expected to miss a few weeks with a left shoulder injury. We have a little bit of sudden news. Hall of Fame coach Billy Moore passed away Wednesday night at her home in California at the age of 79. She was the first U.S. Olympic women's basketball coach and led the UCLA to their 1978 national championship. So may she rest in peace. And we have Noah, Sion Dergott, and the LA Dodgers are in agreement on a contract via ESPN sources, and we have Carlos Rodon and the Yankees are currently in agreement on a 6-year, $162 million contract. Let's see. Shortstop Dan B. Swanson and the Cubs are finalizing an agreement on a contract as well. These are all coming from ESPN's Twitter accounts, by the way. And JD Martinez and the LA Dodgers are in agreement on a 1-year, $10 million contract. And we have Zach Wilson will start as a quarterback for the Jets against the Lions after the team's doctor won't clear Mike White for a contract before Sunday's game. And Louisville Athletics and the Texas are competing for the NCAA Volleyball National Championships on Saturday. So who won? Let me see. Let me take a look at this. Let me see. Who won? The Texas Longhorns are your national champions for the first time in a decade, and its third NCAA title in program history. And Logan Eggleston won the Most Outstanding Player award. And it looks like they won 26-24. It was a close game. All right. So it looks like that's about it, folks. So if you guys are interested in sending us free email, here's how you can contact us. We want to know your thoughts, your questions, or anything you may have by sending us free email on the Discord server, leaving a voice just over at Theimpactplay, or even via email to reademail@Theimpactplay.com. Now we have a new way where you can send us feedback at the end of every episode, even if it's a reviewcast episode. Let us know your thoughts on the current episode. So if you guys are listening to us on Spotify, you can let us know your thoughts there as well. For it may even be featured or played on your special episode of the show. Thank you guys so much. Have a good one. For all of you Tier 2 supporters and above, I'll see you on the post show. For everyone else, you could join our community further discuss the Impact Play or even more topics on our official Discord channel. So you can join us and you can join us by clicking on the Discord link in our About pages. So guys, we're trying to all subs and need your help. So share the channel, follow us on both YouTube and our Twitch accounts. Share the channel with your friends and family, and let us know your feedback as well. Leave us a review and just a rating on your favorite platform. Thank you guys so much. Have a good one. For all of you Tier 2 supporters and above, I'll see you on the exclusive poster. For everyone else, have a good one.